Session 1 Markets. Reagan Chapter 3. The circular flow of economic activity. 1 Figure 1 to 4. The circular flow diagram shows how individuals and firms are linked through factor markets and goods markets are guided by Adam Smith's invisible hand. Smith noted, see timeline T2 in 1776, that a market determined prices, wages, and interest rates act as signals that automatically coordinate the behavior of households and firms. B. There is a very limited role for government, for economists. C. The economic outcome is efficient, best. Product market. P. Households. Work, save, buy. Firms. Hire, borrow, sell. Labor market. W. Capital market. R. Equilibrium prices. 2. Demand section 3.1. A list the determinants of demand. D equals D, P pi, M, P, U, N, from P52 and C mathematical appendix. B example, D equals 12, 2P. C demand curve slope downwards because of diminishing marginal benefits. D the reservation price is equal to underscore underscore underscore. E what do the variables pi, M, P, U, N represent? Quantity. Price. Supply section 3.2. A list the determinants of supply S equals S, P P Z, W, R, P, A, N, from P60 and C mathematical appendix. B example, S equals 2P, 4. C supply curve slope upwards because of increasing marginal cost. D the reservation price is equal to underscore underscore underscore. E what do the variables PZ, W, R, P, A, N represent? Quantity. Price. Equilibrium section 3.3, figure 3 to 7. A example, D equals 12, 2P, S equals 2P, 4. B discuss the equilibrium mechanism. C illustrate and quantify excess supply when P equals 5. How would unsuccessful sellers respond to this excess? D illustrate and quantify excess demand when P equals 3. How would unsuccessful buyers respond to this? Shortage. Quantity. Price. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. Change in income. 5 Demand and supply are S equals 2P, 40 and D equals 40, 2P plus M where income is initially M0 equals 40. Now income increases to M1 equals 80. The equilibrium price will increase by underscore 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 dollars. Quantity. Change in related prices. 6 The demand for commodity X is given by dx equals 16, 2px plus 4 pi where pi is the price of a substitute in consumption. The supply of commodity X is given by sx equals 2px, 2w where w is the wage paid to employees by firms in this industry. A. Illustrate and quantify the equilibrium price and quantity when pi equals 1 and w equals 2. B. Illustrate and quantify demand shocks. What if pi equals 3? Figure 3-8, I. Quantity. 7 The demand for commodity X is given by dx equals 16, 2px plus 4 pi where pi is the price of a substitute in consumption. Page 53. The supply of commodity X is given by sx equals 2px, 2w where w is the wage paid to employees by firms in this industry. Page 57. A. Illustrate and quantify the equilibrium price and quantity when pi equals 1 and w equals 2. B. Illustrate and quantify supply shocks. What if w equals 4? Figure 3-8, 2. Quantity. Price. Inference for changes. 8 An economist will infer that a higher equilibrium price and lower equilibrium quantity could be caused by A. An increase in the price of a substitute in consumption. B. An increase in the price of a complement in production. C. An increase in the price of a complement in consumption. D. An increase in the price of a substitute in production. See Reagan figure 3-8, there are 4 possibilities. Equilibrium interest rates. 9 Illustrate and quantify an equilibrium interest rate in capital markets. A. Saver supply funds S equals 4R, 20. B. Borrower demand funds D equals 60, 4R. C. The reservation rates are underscore 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 and underscore underscore underscore. D. Illustrate how the elimination of deposit insurance that shifts supply to S equals 4R, 40 will affect the capital Market. Quantity. Market. 10. Illustrate and quantify an equilibrium wage in labor markets given S equals 2W, 8 and D equals 24, 2W. A. Compute and interpret the reservation wages underscore 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 and underscore underscore underscore. B. Identify some factors that would cause your labor supply curve to shift to the right. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023. 1. Demand is given by D equals 150, 0.5 P and supply is given by S equals 0.5 P, 10. Calculate and illustrate the equilibrium. Quantity and price. 2 workers who produce good X were paid W equals $2 per hour. They form a union and negotiate a wage of W equals $4 per hour. Supply and demand in this market are given by Sx equals 0.5 px, W and Dx equals 8, 0.5 px. Good X is A. Complement in consumption for good Y where dy equals 40, 0.5 pi, px and sy equals 0.5 pi. Calculate the equilibrium. Price for good Y after the union is formed. Provide diagrams showing the market for good X and good Y. Calculate and illustrate the equilibrium price and quantity when demand is D equals 100, 0.5 P, supply is S equals 0.5 P, 40. W and W equals 20 is the wage paid to workers in this industry. Next month W equals 40. 4 workers who produce good X were paid W equals $2 per hour. They form a union and negotiate a wage of W equals $4 per hour. Supply and demand in this market are given by Sx equals 0.5 px, W and Dx equals 8, 0.5 px. Good X is A. Substitute in production for good Y where dy equals 40, 0.5 pi and sy equals 0.5 pi, px. Calculate the equilibrium price. For good Y after the union is formed. Provide diagrams showing the market for good X and good Y. Eco 101H5 Fall 2023 Copyright University of Toronto. 5. Steel is an important input to the production of cars. Tires and cars are used together by consumers. What will occur in the market for tires when there is an increase in the price of steel? A. Price falls, quantity falls. B. Price falls, quantity rises. C. Price rises, quantity falls. D. Price rises, quantity rises. 6. If the legal beer drinking age is raised from 18 to 21, the changes to the equilibrium price and quantity of beer are likely to be that A. Price falls, quantity falls. B. Price falls, quantity rises. C. Price rises, quantity falls. D. Price rises, quantity rises. 7. A reduction in the price of oranges, a substitute in consumption for apples, will tend to A. Decrease the price of apples. B. Increase the demand for oranges. C. Increase the price of apples. D. Increase the demand for apples. 8. Demand curves are QA equals 123.5 Pa, 6 PB, QB equals 100, 2 PB plus 3 PC and QC equals 1500 0.5 PC. Which of the following pairs of goods are known to be substitutes in consumption? A, B and C. B, A and B. C, A and C. D. None of these are substitutes. 9. If goods X and Y are complements in consumption and the price of X falls, all other things being equal, the demand curve for Y will A. Shift to the right. B. Shift to the left. C. Get steeper. D. Get flatter. 10. If goods X and Y are substitutes in consumption and the price of X falls, all other things being equal, the demand curve for Y will A. Shift to the left. B. Get steeper. C. Shift to the right. D. Get flatter. 11. The demand for product X is given by the equation D equals 10. 2 px. 3 pi plus 5m where px is price, m is income and pi is the price of a related product good Y. Based on this equation we can conclude that good Y is A. Complement in consumption. B. Complement in production. C. Substitute in production. D. Substitute in consumption. 12. The demand for product X is given by the equation D equals 10. 2 px plus 3 pi. 5m where px is price, m is income and pi is the price of a related product good Y. Based on this equation we can conclude that good Y is A. Complement in consumption. B. Complement in production. C. Substitute in production. D. D. Substitute in consumption. 13. An increase in the price and quantity of bicycles could be caused by any of the following except A. An increase in the price of wheelbarrows, a substitute in production. B. An increase in the price of bus fares, a substitute in consumption. C. A decrease in the price of bicycle helmets, a complement in consumption. D. An increase in consumer incomes. 14. A variable that is assumed to be constant along an individual's demand curve for good X is A. Amount of X the individual wishes to purchase. B. Price of a substitute good Y. C. Consumer's real purchasing power. D. Price of good X. 15. A factory can produce either X or Y. These goods are called A. Normal goods. B. Inferior goods. C. Complements in production. D. Substitutes in production. 16. Equilibrium price rises and quantity declines. This could have been caused by A. An increase in the number of buyers. B. An increase in the number of sellers. C. An increase the price of a complement in consumption. D. An increase in wages. 17. A consumer with an income of $24 purchases 2 kilograms of blueberries at a price of $3 per kilogram, and 3 kilograms of strawberries at a price of $6 per kilogram. The relative price of strawberries is equal to A6, B2, C4, D3. 18. Technological innovation will cause A. An increase in quantity supplied. B. A decrease in quantity supplied. C. An increase in quantity demanded. D. A decrease in quantity demanded. 19. A declining equilibrium price and rising quantity is evidence of A. An increase in the price of a substitute in consumption. B. An increase in the price of a substitute in production. C. An increase in the price of a complement in production. D. An increase in the price of a complement in consumption. 20. A rising equilibrium price and declining quantity is evidence of A. An increase in the price of a substitute in production. B. An increase in the price of a complement in consumption. C. An increase in the price of a substitute in consumption. D. An increase in the price of a complement in production. 21. An increase in supply can be caused by any of the following except A. A rise in the price of a complement in production. B. A fall in the price of a substitute in production. C. An improvement in technology. D. An increase in the price of an input to production. 22. When sellers expect the price to rise in November, A. The demand in October will increase. B. The supply in October will increase. C. The demand in October will decrease. D. The supply in October will decrease. 23. When the price of good A rises, the price of good B rises, and the quantity of good B bought and sold falls. These goods are A. Complements in production. B. Substitutes in production. C. Complements in consumption. D. Substitutes in consumption. Equilibrium prices are determined by DA equals 1100 Pa and SA equals 200 Pa 200 in the market for apples and by DB equals 400 plus 200 Pa 200 PB and SB equals 200 PB in the market for bananas. Apples are a substitute in consumption for bananas. A. Provide a labeled diagram showing equilibrium price and quantity for apples. Provide a second labeled diagram showing equilibrium price and quantity for bananas. B. A poor harvest in the apple market shifts supply to SA equals 200 Pa, 800. Update your diagrams to show how prices and quantities will be affected. Equilibrium tuition fees and enrollment are determined by the supply and demand for education. Recently, the union representing teaching assistants at York University negotiated a wage increase. Teaching assistants are a key input in the production of undergraduate education. A. Draw a supply and demand diagram showing equilibrium tuition fees at York, and a second diagram showing equilibrium tuition fees at UTM. B. Provide a concise explanation that refers to your diagrams, as to why an increase in the price of an input at York might affect tuition fees and enrollment at UTM.